The Lean Startup by Ries. Summarized by Audiobook Power. Unlock your potential with Audiobook Power. Subscribe now for the keys to success and inspiration. Ries. The Lean Startup. How today's entrepreneurs use continuous innovation to create radically successful businesses is a groundbreaking guide for building and managing startups in an uncertain environment. Published in 2011, the book introduces a systematic approach to entrepreneurship, emphasizing rapid experimentation, validated learning, and adaptive processes to create sustainable businesses. Core philosophy: build, measure. Learn. The Lean Startup methodology centers on the build, measure, learn feedback loop, a continuous process of turning ideas into products, measuring how customers respond, and learning whether to pivot or persevere. Key insight: startups thrive on agility and adaptability rather than rigid planning. Example: a startup might launch a minimum viable product, MVP, to test assumptions about customer needs before investing heavily in development. Key principles of the Lean Startup methodology. 1. Start with the MVP, minimum viable product. An MVP is the simplest version of a product that allows the team to gather validated learning about customers with minimal effort. Why it matters: reduces waste by avoiding features that customers don't want. Speeds up the learning process by getting the product into users' hands quickly. Example: Dropbox initially launched with a simple video demonstrating its functionality, gauging interest before building the full product. 2. Validated learning. Validated learning is the process of testing assumptions and hypotheses through experiments to determine what customers truly need and want. Key actions: formulate hypotheses about customer behavior. Conduct experiments to test these assumptions. Analyze results to guide product development. Quote: the goal of a startup is to figure out the right thing to build, the thing customers want and will pay for, as quickly as possible. Chapter 3. Pivot or persevere. Startups must regularly assess whether their strategies are working. If the current approach is not leading to desired outcomes, it's time to pivot, make a fundamental change, or persevere with the current strategy. Types of pivots. Zoom in pivot. Focus on a single feature of the product. Customer segment pivot. Target a different group of customers. Channel pivot. Change the way the product is delivered. Example: Instagram pivoted from a location-based app to a photo-sharing platform, which led to its massive success. 4. Continuous deployment. Releasing small, incremental updates frequently ensures that the product evolves based on real customer feedback. Benefits: faster feedback loops, reduced risk of major failures, ability to adapt quickly to changing customer needs. Example: Amazon's deployment strategy allows the company to make thousands of updates to its platform daily. 5. Innovation accounting. Traditional metrics like profit and revenue are not always useful for startups in their early stages. Innovation accounting focuses on tracking progress through actionable metrics. Customer acquisition cost, CAC, the cost of acquiring each customer. Retention rates, how many customers return after their first experience. Lifetime value, LTV, the total revenue generated by a customer over their relationship with the company. Key quote: success is not delivering a feature. Success is learning how to solve the customer's problem. The role of the entrepreneur. Ries highlights that the role of an entrepreneur is not just to execute, but to experiment and learn. Founders must embrace uncertainty, focus on solving customer problems, and foster a culture of innovation within their teams. Key insight: a startup is not a smaller version of a large company, but an institution designed for learning. Applications of Lean Startup Principles. 1. In startups, launch MVPs to test assumptions quickly. Use customer feedback to refine the product. Prioritize learning over perfection. 2. In established companies, implement lean principles to foster innovation in new product development. Encourage teams to experiment and iterate rather than sticking to rigid plans. 3. In personal projects, apply the build, measure, learn loop to validate ideas before investing significant time or money. Use feedback to guide decisions in creative or entrepreneurial endeavors. Critiques and considerations. While the lean startup methodology has been widely embraced, some critics argue that MVPs may harm brand reputation if customers perceive them as incomplete. The approach may not suit industries with high regulatory or safety requirements. However, the principles of experimentation, customer centricity, and agility remain universally valuable. Conclusion: a blueprint for innovation. Eric Ries's The Lean Startup provides a practical and adaptable framework for building successful businesses in uncertain environments. By focusing on validated learning, rapid experimentation, and customer feedback, entrepreneurs can minimize waste, reduce risk, and accelerate growth. The book's principles apply not only to startups, but also to established companies and personal projects, making it a timeless resource for innovation. Final takeaway: embrace uncertainty, experiment often, and prioritize learning to create products and services that truly meet customer needs.